We're delighted to have Martina join us. She's a nutrition expert from Ikore, and she'll be speaking on the health benefits of home gardening. So thank you so much. And please help me welcome Martina. Martina, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Becky. Hello, everyone. Good morning. My name is Martina Ngutu. Just like Becky said, I am a nutrition expert at Ikore. I had shared my slides earlier, so Janet, if you can help me share from your end. While we wait for the slides to come up, I just want to say how excited I am to be in this session. My conversation is going to be more around why. Why should you invest time, energy, and even a bit of resources into having your home garden? When, Abuja is an urban area, most people are professionals going to work and all of that. So why should you invest part of your time in home gardening? Is it really a smart investment? So that's what we're going to be looking at this morning. Next slide, please. Yeah, so I want to start from this end. I want to shake a table the way we usually say it. So I'd like to discuss what I call the urban nutrition paradox. Now, there is a lot of food in Abuja, right? Abuja has food, but have we ever thought to ask ourselves, are we really eating well? Are we eating well? If we can look at this picture, we see the types of foods that are there. We have carbs, we have sweets. They seem to have high fiber, yes, but depending on where these ingredients were sourced, that's when we can actually tell what nutrients are available inside of them for our bodies. So we've seen consistently that urban households have greater access to markets and supermarkets than ever before. This is true. In my area where I stay at Lokogoma. And in Lokogoma alone, you have the Wuse Redeems, you have the Bakangizos, you have a lot of stores, you have a lot of fast food. Even within your estates, you find lots of stores. So that has access to biscuits, cookies, all the sweets that you can think of. And because of our busy lifestyles, and convenience foods, and also rising food prices, eating healthy can actually be very, very difficult if we are not very deliberate about it. And for this reason, many households have seem to consume enough calories, but not enough fruits and vegetables. This is a problem because if we look at the landscape of Africa and Nigeria generally, Nigeria is experiencing what we call the double burden of malnutrition. Now, what this means is that you're eating food in the quantities that satisfy your stomach, but these foods are not providing enough nutrients for your body to carry out the proper body function. And that's what we call micronutrient deficiencies. It's also called hidden hunger. And so you might be eating, the quantity of food available to you might be just right for you, but then the quality might be deficient. On the nutrition, on the other end, is when you don't have enough quantity of that particular food that you're consuming, hence the double burden of malnutrition. Next slide, please. Thank you very much. So some statistics I want us to look at here. The World Health Organization recommends at least 400 grams, that's 5 servings of fruits and vegetables daily. If you have been consuming 5 servings of fruits and vegetables daily, please raise your hand in the chat section so that I will go there and give you a huge thumbs up. Myself, I am guilty. I try, but I think I'm around 3 for now. I've not gotten up to 5. So we see that this is a problem that all of us are guilty of. But that's the standard. That's what our bodies need. Now, fruits and vegetables are often among the first foods that households reduce when food prices rise. Let's understand that even though we are living in an urban area, the budget that we have available for food in the household is not always consistent, depending on the level of income that you have, depending on your family size, depending on where you source your food, and etc. So when we look at our food environment, which is like an umbrella of the kinds of food that are available, affordable, and accessible to each household, then you begin to understand that that environment has a lot of influence on the final food choices that we make. And this is the reason why most people are like, okay, I didn't buy carrots this week, so what? I'll buy it next week. And then next week they don't buy. Or I bought the carrots, but I didn't meal prep. So I don't have the time to start chopping them, washing and all of that. Let me just boil the rice like that. And it happens week after week. So just wanted us to really understand these patterns that go on in our households. Next slide, Janet. All right. So I started by telling you about the problem of the double burden of malnutrition. So how do we move from that? How do we actually make food available and have better nutrition? There are two approaches I would like to introduce us to today, and that is the nutrition specific and nutrition sensitive approaches. Both of these are very important, and they have been used by both institutions and individuals in solving their food deficiencies. So nutrition-specific interventions or approaches treat the immediate causes of malnutrition. So at that point, when you go to the hospital and they tell you, oh, your body is not absorbing enough food, or you're deficient in vitamin D, then you go ahead to buy a supplement, a vitamin D supplement, and you consume, etc. That is you responding to the immediate causes of malnutrition, and that is nutrition specific. This is usually targeted around solving the immediate causes of malnutrition. Some examples, we have micronutrient supplementation, yes, breastfeeding support, treatment of acute malnutrition, where people actually need to be rushed to the hospitals and fed with ready-to-use therapeutic foods. Now, nutrition-sensitive interventions, on the other hand, they address the underlying causes of malnutrition. And this actually makes healthy diets easier. And an example of a nutrition-sensitive approach would be home gardening, which is our focus for today. Now, why is it nutrition-sensitive? Because when you look around, the underlying issues why you did not even consume enough of the quality and quantity of food you were meant to eat, that is the actual problem. Was it because of your job? Was it because of your budget? Was it because you did not have time? Was it because whenever you go out to buy food, you only see snacks around you? So you begin to understand that there are actually serious levels of social, cultural, as well as economic influences that go into affecting our food choices. Sometimes you're like, should I buy oats? They have fiber, but they are more expensive. I'll just go with the other one. Then what happens when you have a disease that was came up because you were not consuming the right nutrients? You end up spending more than it would have cost you to just buy the right kind of food that your body needs. So home gardening has shown to be a potent way that improves food availability. It's very convenient. Right in your backyard, you have fruits and vegetables available to you. Then it also guarantees food access. Food is affordable because it is also a way of reducing your food expenses. Tomatoes, the prices always goes up and down depending on the season. It's not a crop that is available, vegetable rather, that is available all year round. But if you have your home garden, the 2,000, the 5,000 you are saving on tomato, depending on your household size, could actually impact a lot on your entire food budget. So we also have dietary diversity. If you have lots of vegetables, then you're going to eat most of them, thereby ensuring that you're not consistently eating one staple food, but you are eating a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And at the end of the day, you're able to consume the 5 food groups, which is a requirement for you having a diverse diet. We also have year-round access to fresh produce. Yeah. So I just wanted us to understand why home gardening is important. So it is a nutrition-sensitive approach, and it creates healthier food environments. Next slide. Going into why nutritious foods matter every day, good nutrition supports every stage of life. I'm sure this is not something we need to spend too much time talking about. We know that good food supports growth, it supports development and several body functions. So, but for certain demographics, because in the household we have the those with special needs like pregnant women or nursing mothers who need more of iron, folate, calcium, and etc. We have the elderly people who need more calcium, fiber, antioxidants, and etc. And then our protective foods, the vegetables, which we're talking about, that adults need all through their lifetime, and children need protein, iron, vitamin A, and zinc for proper body functioning and development. So these are reasons why nutritious foods matter every day. Now, what should you consider when you want to design your home garden? Chinaza took a lot of time in telling us how we can actually design it. This is coming from another perspective. So think about all the benefits. Who am I feeding? Are you feeding yourself? Do you live alone, or you have a family and you're trying to plan your meals? So what do they need? What nutrients do they need in their bodies, or what nutrients do you think you are deficient in? Then what meals do we cook every week? Do you cook soups? Do you cook make salads? Do you what are those dishes you make that need you to use vegetables? And what vegetables do you use the most? Is it fluted pumpkin? Is it tomatoes? Is it spring onions? Is it parsley, etc.? So that gives you a pointer as to what kinds of vegetables to select for your home garden. We also have which vegetables do we buy most often? What do you spend more money on? Which nutrients are missing from our meals? And how can we get them from certain, vegetable? Which vegetables have them? Which foods can we harvest throughout the year? So this is also very important. We also have, can we save some money by growing part of our food? Is also something that we need to consider when we are planning our home garden. So a successful home garden really is one that contributes to your family's nutritional needs. So what should you grow? Here, I just made a list of certain crops and the health benefits that we get from them. For vegetables, we have fluted pumpkin, which we normally call ugu. We have amaranth, we have spinach, we have moringa, and all of these provide nutrients to support healthy blood, prevents anemia, especially for women and growing children. Then we have orange flesh sweet potato that are rich in vitamin A. We have we have carrots rather, pumpkin and moringa. Also tomatoes, sweet peppers, okra. Okra is very good, has lots of vitamins. We have cucumber, we have lettuce, cabbage, just a list that you can go through to help you select what you should grow in your home garden. So now that we know how important it is for us to grow our home garden, what steps can we take? What are the next steps really? So assess your plate. What does your current plate look like? Is it balanced? Is it not balanced? And what do you need to get you to that nutritional requirement for yourself and your family? When you do that, you now plan your nutrition garden. If you've noticed, I've changed the name here. It's no longer a home garden. That home garden is actually a nutrition garden because it is guaranteeing you and your family better nutrition and healthier lives. So you can choose 5 to 10 crops your family eats regularly, vegetables. If you're a beginner, like China, as I said, it's advisable to start with a few, 1 or 2, so that when you master them, you can now spread across the rest. Then we also have start growing. That's the third step. So whether it is in pots, grow bags, raised beds, or in your backyard, just take that step that you need. Start small, grow intentionally, and nourish your family. So thank you very much for listening and for joining this session. If you have any questions for me, you can drop them in the chat box. All right, back to you, Becky.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Martina, for that session. It was really insightful. Now we've learned that as adults, we need at least 5 servings of vegetables, fruits and vegetables every day. And perhaps some of us are falling short of that. And we've also seen that home gardening is a nutrition sensitive approach. So it's really been enlightening. Thank you so much.
Important because if you think of the time you take to go to the markets to go and buy from produce or grocery, it can save you a lot. I can tell you for a fact that right at home here, my mom has a little garden at the back, and we haven't bought vegetables We haven't bought scent leaf and curry leaf in a very, very, very long time. Why? Because it's growing at the back here, even if it's on the walls or at the environment here. Urban gardening also promotes a greener environment. We are looking at how to help our ecosystem. We're looking at how to plant green things that actually grow and will actually be beneficial to us. It also helps to support sustainable living because let's be real, there are so many crops at the market right now that they're having issues with traceability. So if you go to the markets, you will see something like tomato. There's budget tomatoes, and there are stuff that have pesticides residues around it. Now you can't really ascertain to know that this is a purely organic produce or it wasn't grown with so much chemicals or fertilizers, and it's healthier for you to grow it at home. Moving on, you ask yourself now, what kind of space do I have in my environment? Just look around you. You can stand up and walk around you. Look at what you have at the moment. Here we have a balcony. This is a picture of a balcony. So for those that are on the second floor or third floor or wherever, you can have a mini space like that. You can get these pots that you can plant in. You can have those that, for those that have their own like houses, you own your own house and you have a mini space like this at the back of your home, so you can plant like this. For those that are also living in rented apartments that live downstairs, you can have pots like this arranged by the wall, or you can have an outdoor planting system like this. So, like I said, every home can garden differently. You just need to look around your environment. You need to look at what you have and what you can work with. We have the balcony gardens, we have the rooftop gardens, we have container gardens, and we have vertical gardening system. Moving on, what do you need to start with first of all? You need basic tools and equipment before you start. If you are considering a wall type gardening, you need to look at pots or containers. Please avoid using plastic buckets or plastic materials or things that will not be are not eco-friendly. So there are earthen pots that you can go and find. It's all over Abuja if you actually take time to go and look for it. You need to also find soil. If you're not sure of the soil in your environment, you can purchase topsoils. I think Janet will be able to link you to where you can get credible topsoils that are actually going to help your crops. Then you need to also factor in the seeds or seedlings that you're going to be using. You need to get them from a verified source. You need to make sure that they are viable, something that you can plant with and it will actually germinate and grow very well. You need to also consider gardening tools and equipment that you will be using. You can have the spraying can, you can have the hand gloves, you can have the forks and the trowels and everything else that you need to plant it. And most importantly, you need to look for a space that has adequate sunlight, that sun can easily reach your crops. These are easy ways to get started. Number one, you need to choose the right seeds. Janet is going to tell you later where we have already sourced all this for you. So access to the right seeds is not going to be a challenge for everybody on this webinar. You need to also consider, you need to also consider how to prepare your suitable space and containers. There are affordable mediums that we will connect you to. You need to also consider the crop planting, the spacing and where you can put them. Look around, map out all these things first before you begin. And you need to also have access to water regularly. You need to position it at a place where irrigation or watering it will not be difficult for you. And you need to devote your time to this. You need to maintain and observe the growth of your crops on a daily basis so that you can be able to monitor it and be able to predict when you need to intervene in it. So for beginners here, there are common mistakes that you would experience, and I'm here to put you through them. Number one is overcrowding. Overcrowding means having so many crops all at once in one area. And that's actually very bad because it can facilitate the spread of diseases from one crop to another. So you need to avoid that. The choice of soil. There are materials and equipment that you can use to test your soil in case you do not want to purchase topsoil. So you can test the pH of your soil. You can test the water and sunlight in your soil. There are apparatus and equipment, easy, cheap, and affordable ones you can actually purchase to test the ones at your space. Overwatering and underwatering, they are also major challenges. You will ask me why I put these two together, because too much water can cause overloading, and too little water can also facilitate disease spreading in the crops. So you need to be mindful of this. There's an adequate amount of water you should have daily. Please take note that you should water or I would use irrigate in the mornings or in the evenings, because you want to reduce plant stress, the heat stress on the plants, on the crops. So you need to take note of when you are going to water, and you need to be very consistent with that. So you can do mornings or evenings. That's the ideal time for watering your crops. Then choosing the wrong crops for the wrong season. There are different crops here, and there are different cropping seasons that you need to adhere to. So you can easily look up, oh, what time I want to plant tomatoes? What time should I plant this? What time is the ideal time to plant this? This season for that. So you can easily Google online to check times, planting seasons for particular crops that you're looking at. Then spacing. Spacing is a bit different from overcrowding. Overcrowding means you're having different crops at once. But spacing means different crops require different space. Something like maize now, you can do 1 centimeter to 1 centimeter. That's the spacing requirement for that crop. I'm giving an example. So, but for tomatoes, they branch out and they need space when they are growing. So you can look up online, or I think the handbook that we're going to provide accurately covers all those spacing requirements. Then you need to also adhere to plant and disease checks. If you see something on your crop and you cannot identify it, you can easily ask questions. You can Google online, or you can ask our extension agents, who would be able to tell you that this is what is happening to your crop and you need to act fast. Maybe it is nutrient deficient, or maybe it is attacked by, let's say, armyworm or stem borers, and you've never seen these things before. So there are easy ways you can easily check. So you need to be consistently monitoring your crops for you to know how and when to intervene. Choice of planting materials is also very important, because you need to, like I said, get eco-friendly planting materials. There are earthen pots you can use. There are sack bags if you want to go the sack farming route. You also need to adhere to fertilizer and manure application timelines. There are timelines and fertilizer application methods you need to apply, whether it's ring placement or it's band placement, or you are doing a foliar spray directly on the leaves. There are specific guidelines for fertilizer application. And please note that you do not have to apply fertilizer when the sun is up, because it's going to cause a fertilizer burn on the crops. Then time of planting and care. I think I've explained this. You do not water, you do not do fertilizer when the sun is up. So you need to know when the dedicated time that you have mapped out to tending to your crops and likes. Moving on. So now that you've heard the common mistakes that you might make, what are the best practices for achieving success? Number one, you need to start small. If you're a beginner, you could consider starting with 1 crop or maybe 2 crops, so that you can have adequate attention given to those crops. Then you need to monitor it on a daily basis. You need to also purchase healthy topsoil before you start planting. You need to confirm your space and the location you are putting it in. You need to monitor it daily. That means watering morning and evening. For those that cook at home, perhaps you might not have thought about having a compost or kitchen waste, but now is the time. If you are starting urban gardening, waste like yam peels, banana peels, all those things, they would actually add nutrients back into the soil for you before you can think of buying manure from the market or somewhere. So compost or kitchen waste would actually help your soil here. And you need to constantly be rotating your crops and have agrochemicals handy. The good news is that all these things are going to be made easier if for those that are on this webinar today and are looking to start urban gardening. Thank you very much for listening to me. Jeanette, I think I will hand over to you now.
Thank you so much, Chinaza,
Yeah.
for that session. It was really insightful. And I liked the fact that you've shown us that you don't need a large piece of land to start
Yeah.
your home gardening. It's something you can do even with your small space. And you've also helped us understand the kind of environment we need to create in order to
Yeah.
grow our crops well, right? Thank you so much. And if you have any question for Chinaza, please drop them in the chat box. We'll have a Q&A
Yeah.
session towards the end of the webinar. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Thank you
And
very much, Rebecca.
you're welcome. And now we've heard from the crop experts, we've learned from the nutrition perspective as well. So the next question is, how do we start? So we'll be moving on to the next session where we'll be hearing from an experienced gardener who will walk us through our journey. So please join me as we make welcome Yinka for the next session. Yinka, the floor is yours.
Good morning, everybody.
More.
I'm so happy to be here. I'm pretty much excited that this is really happening. I'm such a crusader of home gardening, especially from the point of experience. So my name is Mrs. Yinka Kikpelu. Yes, I hail from the West, but have lived very much in the North. I lived most of my life in the North, and I'm right here in Abuja, and I am giving my 100, in fact, I call it 1,000% support to what is going on now. This is excellent. I want to salute Rebecca, thank you, Janet, and everyone else that have spoken to, the home gardening project. This is beautiful. All right, so I started home gardening not too long ago, even though I have a background in agriculture and have been doing a lot of, working with different sets of people and all of that. But permit me to use the next 5 to 6 minutes to talk practically about what my experience has been. All right, so I got into home gardening when I realized the kind of havoc we were already doing to ourselves, purchasing some vegetables from the market. I'm not saying it's wrong that we buy vegetables from the market. No, no, no. That's not what we are saying here. But we are saying, I think we want to check doubly what we are eating, especially when it comes to vegetable, particularly vegetables. Now, vegetables happen to be an interesting kind of material. I use the word material because they seem to collect so much in terms of nutrients and macronutrients. And when we ingest vegetables the way we ought to ingest them, we practically take them raw. That's the way they're supposed to be ingested. When we cook vegetables, we don't want vegetables to last so long or we don't expect vegetables to be processed so long over heat or whatever means of processing we want to use. And so whatever enters the vegetables in the ground is what we take off and we put in our bodies. And that particular day, let me refer to this experience. I was walking by a garden and I saw this young man, walking his garden. And I said, I called this name and I said, this your garden is so luscious. So you're taking it to what market? And, he answered me. And I noticed that because I'm an agrarian, I noticed what he was using in his garden. It was basically the amaranth, what we call aleho or efo in Yoruba. That's the green vegetables. And I saw that the vegetables must have gone like a week or almost 2 weeks grown, and he had chemicals being sprayed into his vegetable farm. I was alarmed and I said, I asked him in Hausa, Yane. And he said, Mama muna nemo riba ne fa," meaning in English, we are looking for profits. Oh, that was alarming. And so I told myself I was going to do a further check, and I realized that the reason why when we process our vegetables at home, and see certain colors coming out from the greens we are processing, or the carrots smell somehow, or the cucumbers look like something is not right somewhere, it's because some level of profit-oriented actions, I put that in quotes now, have been injected into vegetable production, and that isn't working for our health. All right, so I appreciate the insight Martina has given to us into why we need to have a nutritious, uh, garden in our homes. But let's really look at it. The real benefit behind it, yes, nutrition, very important, but we want to be very sure that what we are eating, even though this green leaf is supposed to be nutritious, we want to be sure that behind the green, there is no chemical laced behind it. We don't want to include chemicals in our diet. We don't want to put that on our table. We want to make sure that what we are eating is quality. So beyond all of that, when I launched out to start producing myself, because the next question I asked myself was, can I actually produce this without having to go to the market to buy my okra, my amaranth, my ugu, my cucumber? Can I grow my carrots? I found out that I could. I had a little space somewhere that I could start with. I needed to start small to make sure that, my hands are strong and steady and I'm getting it right. Of course, I had some lapses here and there. I'll talk about that in a minute. And, I learned through the process. All right, so talking about the real benefits, we want healthy foods, something fresh, minus pesticide, no chemical at all, making it as organic as possible. And I'm sure that what I put into my soil is what I'm getting right back. Okay, and then over time I noticed that, I wait for 3 weeks and my amaranths are ready. My efo is coming right, or right at the time I need it. And I planted them 3 weeks ago. I'm already having greens in my kitchen, and I'm producing. It's a lovely experience. I cut off the cost of production, or rather cost of buying from the markets, and other spaces where I'm not even sure how they get to produce it. So that was a big plus for us. You could grow expensive items like the green pepper, that's the bell pepper, your tomatoes, and other leafy greens. In fact, I remember there was a season where we had ugu very expensive, and I was wondering what was going on. Whereas you could have 3, 4 stands, like literally 4 stands of ugu planted in your premises, and you keep nurturing it, and you'll be having steady supply of ugu vegetables. That's the jute leaf, that's the fluted pumpkin rather. The fluted pumpkin you can have from those 4 stands, supplying you steadily for the next 4 to 6 months. I mean, it's a beautiful experience. All right, so what does it take us to start? You don't need so much space. My colleagues have already said that. You don't need so much space. You want to explore containers. I worked with sacks. Let me be specific. We have the cement sacks, but you need to process that. If you're going to use cement sacks, that's sacks that were used to bag cement, you have to process. You need to wash with detergent and properly rinse them through so that they are good to go in the usage of the sacks. We have other planting mediums like the rice sacks, sugar sacks. You can use those too. We have jute sacks as well. Those are very good, but you need to also balance the water requirement for your jute sacks if you're going to use jutes. Then soil and water. What works for you in Kaduna, in Abuja, in Nasarawa might not work for some other people in a different location. So you want a balance with that. I learned that over time. Also, getting your seeds and seedlings. Where you source them is absolutely important. And I'm very glad that this package, this webinar today, is giving us access, not just to information, but also to materials. A lot of work, I believe, has been put into ensuring screening sources of seedlings, and other inputs that you require to start your home garden. What time do I require? So I'm a professional. I work a lot. I go out in the morning, I come back in the evening. Do I have time to really manage my home garden? Oh, yes. Let me now add the fact that managing home gardening is a therapeutic experience. All right. So I'm speaking out to homeowners out there. Running your home garden is not just about what you get to eat eventually. The fact that you are involved in the experience of growing plants. You put seeds today, in another 2 days, you see them, sprouting. The next thing you see, they're flowering, your tomatoes are coming up. Oh, my fruits are coming out. The excitement it gives to you. I can tell you that after a hard day's work and you come to your garden, for some of us, you don't want to go back to, you don't want to, you will be pulled literally out of your garden to go and take some time to rest, because you are actually enjoying the rest experience right there in the garden. So my garden was just like barely 2 meter by 2 meter, very small. I had sacks of this there. I had a little bed of effort there. That's the amaranth. And before you know it, I had friends coming and say, wow, this is lovely. They love to even pull a chair, sit with me, and we talk over our gardening experience. I tell you, it's really worth it. So, but did I learn some lessons? Oh, yes, I did. I learned the hard way, but it was interesting. I had issues with pests. The same way we humans like to eat fresh leafy vegetables, we have insects that would also want to fester on it. They won't eat the weeds in your compound. But when you have your amaranth growing, you can bet they would want to be around. So what did I learn? How did I work around it? And yeah, we will be experiencing that as we go. I might not go into the technicalities, but I found out that there were organic ways, natural ways of taking care of my garden without having to use chemicals or having to apply chemicals to the garden to check those pests. So there are natural ways. Did I have watering mistakes? Oh, yes. I had at one time shortage of water, and I started seeing my leaves going yellow. They were looking pale. They begin to wilt. There was a time that there was so much sunshine and it didn't balance with the water requirement my plants needed. So I needed to understand that. And by the time I ran the second and third cycles of my vegetable production, I mean, I was doing very well at it. Very interesting, very impressive results at the end of the day. So a watchword there is to start small. Consider using, yeah, I know you want to plant 3, 4, 5, maybe 10 crops because you are interested in all 10 of them. But my word to you as a beginner, start small. Consider the first three most important vegetables your family needs. Then you get to know how to produce them, or make your order for your what we call now the package for your vegetable need. That's what the urban gardening team will be making available to you in the next 1 minute or so. And then follow the guidelines and then share experiences. Look for another gardener, like I did eventually. I had another gardener that I was speaking with, and we were able to put ourselves on track. That said, I want to appreciate the team again for the privilege of being here and sharing this experience that we have. If you have questions, it's so good to ask questions. I'm very certain and assure you that, yes, you'll have a team that will be providing feedback. Thank you and God bless you. Thank you, Janet. Over to you.
Today has really been loaded for us. We've truly had a series of, and I believe we've all gained value for our time. And through Yinka's presentation, we've seen that home gardening or nutrition gardening, as Martina described it, is not just an idea, it's actually something that is practical achievable and incredibly rewarding.
Okay, everyone. Thank you very much, Yinka, and everyone that has spoken to this point. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, can you indicate, show a reaction in the chat? Okay, so I'm going to start on our product and services. First of all, I want to appreciate everyone that has come before to talk about the nutritional aspect. Martina, we appreciate you giving us insight into the hidden hunger that is very prevalent in our communities. For Chinaza for telling us how possible it is to grow a proper garden in our present environment and weather. So I want us to talk about what product and services that we're offering that can help support people that are interested in starting a garden, or even for those that are already gardening and need support. We have heard a lot about home-grown food and why it matters. What I want to give you in the next 10 minutes or less is even better. I'll be sharing with you how to actually have all that is required for you to have your own gardening in your own home. Starting this week, if you wish, or next week rather, today is Saturday. So I want to introduce to you the urban garden. The urban garden is built around one promise. Everything that you need arrives in one place. With no need for multiple trips into the market, trying to ask questions about what is the right plant or input to use, or also someone that can help you sometimes even physically with the hands-on job, just like Yinka had to recruit a gardener to support her gardening journey. So if you can hear me, can you say hi in the box, or someone make a shout out so that I can know and then we can move forward?
Oh, yes, we
Yes, we
can
can
hear you,
hear you.
madam. Thanks so
Okay.
much.
All right. Thank you very much. Okay. So the urban garden is one of the products and services that we offer. I will put you through them. First of all, we want to start with the product packages. Now, we have designed a very simple but yet a very comprehensive kit that matches your housing situation. This is whether it's a balcony, it's a small yard, or it's a huge family space that standalone houses are privileged to have. All this, the kit we're offering is a fully self-contained. It comes with premium seeds of vegetables, of what we call the soup crops, herbs, and spices. And these plants that we selected were not very random. It was based off on a survey we carried out within the Abuja environment. So these are things that are actually in demand and actually easy to do at your backyard. Alongside the seed, every package that comes from us at Urban Gardening has other inputs such as organic fertilizers, macronutrient and boosters, all that helps your has the capacity to help your plant grow strong across the weather conditions. And for our experienced gardeners who do not need the first startup package and want to do their independent shopping, and I'll put you through the website and where you find all these products. I just want to give you an overview of the products and services that we have before I will take you to our website. So I spoke about the package which has the seeds and the different inputs. We also have the custom section of our website where you can actually by yourself select items that you need for your plants. And this is very relevant for our experienced gardeners here. And even for those that are not experienced or are going for our packaged bundle, you can have the option of actually adding things that are not in the bundle for yourself. Things such as soil, manure, herbicides, fungicide, and other incredible seed treatments that we have. But I think my favorite part in the whole thing is the extension service. So we realized that one of the biggest challenge in gardening is actually inquiry and questions that people have, because people have various type of experience in their gardening journey, they usually have questions that they want to ask to get very specific answers. And this extension service part of our offering is prepared to respond to that need. So we have two sections in this extension service that we're offering. The first is the virtual extension service. This is a capped at 1 hour per session virtual consultation, where you have the privilege to be linked to our in-house consultants to give you to answer the questions that you have and give you pointers that can help you in your gardening journey. We also have the very physical and hands-on extension service offering. Here you have to reach out to us where you make booking with your very specific need. And then we link you to our consultants who are able to offer you physical services such as transplanting, going to inspect your crops and give you ideas on how to navigate your crop and your pest and disease problems, help you to understand the climate and how best to navigate the changing weathers that we are having, and also help you with the harvest and post-harvest support, and even offer you capacity building if you are someone that has staff that help you with your gardening needs. If you have a help in the house or someone that tends to your plants that is not very skilled, our hands-on consultants are able to give your help on the capacity training on how to care for those plants that you are now caring about. What makes us different in this whole journey is because not only do we give you the startup package and the extension service that is very important and highly sorted, we try to make your experience even more seamless. So in addition to our package offering, we are giving every person that purchases from us free growing guide. And this growing guide is not just your typical growing guide. It's very tailored to the plants and the environment that we are at the moment. So it has hardwares, dosages, and of all the inputs that you have, planting calendar that is very specific to the Abuja ecosystem, pest, a very broad description on just even troubleshooting mechanisms, something that you can do by yourself before you reach out. And to my other favorite feature that sets us apart in our special offering is a resource directory. So we understand that in addition to your package and then extension service, some things that we do not have, such as the hardwares, we have taken it upon ourselves to survey around Abuja and put a comprehensive list of people that have those products that you can reach out to. So you don't have to go to Utako Market or Wuse Market and be toiling all around the market to find your spares, your rakes, your watering can, and all the other hardwares that will be needed for you to kickstart your gardening journey. So in this resource directly, we have a list of vendors or people that sell these products and even the approximated prices for you to be able to reach out and then collaborate on how to acquire those materials in a very easy way. And another, I've been saying my favorite, seems like all the special offerings are actually my favorite, but we also offer a 20-minute free consultation service to people that purchase our package or any of our products or services. With this, you are able to have a snippet of the experience with our consultants. They'll be able to give you a very short, summarized information about things that you would need. And I think that if you have this experience, you'll be happy to pay for the more extended consultation services that we offer. So now I'm going to stop sharing and take you to the website where you can find all our products and services. If you can still hear me, someone should acknowledge, please, so that I will know that I'm not alone.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you. Can you see my screen? Is it still showing? Let me share I'll be sharing the website. For those that have their laptops or an extra phone, they can check. I'm going to be sharing form the website agdeal.com. Can someone help me put the link in the description, in the chat box, for those that would want to follow as I take us through our website to see our product and service offerings. Okay, so if you go into the website www.agdeal.com, this is one of Ikore's websites through which we are able to reach agro-food businesses and people, and now people that are interested in starting a garden. So when you come here, you just navigate to the right to the urban garden option up here, and you select. When you are in here, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, if you go here, you will see those packages that we speak about. Now, to make your experience more seamless and straightforward, we put together the package to fit in your size needs. So we have the balcony package, the yard garden, and the family garden. And with the balcony tending to those people in a very compact environment, we're trying to help you understand that you can do this even in your small space. So these are for renter-friendly people with a no-drill policy and very tiny place on their patios. And the yard garden is to tend to people with a little more room in their estates or in their private homes. And we also have the package for the family garden for people with standalone houses with an extended backyard that want to indulge in gardening. So all the offerings within these packages are the same. The only difference is the sizes. So I will only be going through one of it. So the only difference between the balcony yard and the family garden is the size of the package of the inputs and seeds that we are offering in here. So I will go into the balcony to explore. If you come in here, you will see that we have we separated the plants into different sections just for your convenience and finding the plants of interest. So for the vegetable kit, we have the lettuce, tomatoes, bell peppers, cucumbers, carrots, cabbage, and habanero peppers. If you come to the soup kit, you find things like ugu, the jute, which is the ewedu, the okra, the amaranth, the water leaf, bitter leaf, and the rest. And then this is also the favorite from the people we got, from the feedback we got from our survey. People were very interested in the herbs and spices, including scent leaf, mint, parsley, thyme, oregano, rosemary, lemongrass, hibiscus, aloe vera, celery, and the rest. So when you navigate into your preferred package, in this case, a balcony, you would select the plants that you are looking out for. Let's say you want tomatoes. Yes, you will. When you come down here, you will see already there's a package that is already here. Now we have done the due diligence in researching and finding the best seed option that are in the market, and that is why we have different varieties and their prices. We didn't leave it just here. We kind of give you a little more detail on the specific features of this tomato variety, telling you, for example, the maturity date, the type of disease that affects it, and why it is what it is. For example, if you notice, the Cobra 26 is quite pricey, and this is because it has developed a lot of tolerance to the common pests and diseases that impact it, that is common in our environment. So when you come to this place, you select the seed that you want, and then you go down the other provisions, such as the organic fertilizer, which is the boost strats that we are using, which guarantees good fruiting and root development, the boosters, the macronutrients, and all. Now, if you look at it here, there's already a free growing guide that I spoke about earlier that is very comprehensive, very specific to this plant. And the growing guide, the advisory service that comes, the 20-minute advisory service that come up on purchase of this product, and is valid for the next 5 weeks, and it's just once, by the way. So when you select the crop that you want, you will see your total. and then you go to order. For now, for all people that order from us, they are getting the results directly free of charge. We initially have put it up for 5,000, but we made a decision to give it out for free. So if this place do not need to be selected, and this is the price. So I will take you to one more plant in the herbs and spice because of our time. You will see, let's say the scent leaf, this is the size, this is the price for the seed and different fertilizers and input that is required, and this is the price you're going to pay. Now, when you just have to select to order. Now, all our plants or all our offering, our service comes with a 5%, all our packages rather come with a 5% discount upon checkout. Now, for the add-on and custom section that I spoke about, here is decentralized. There is no particular bundle. All of our products are listed here. You have the privilege to select what you want and the amount that you want. So here we have all the seeds and the different varieties they come in. Here you can also find these are all the seeds. We also have the different inputs that can help you and the different sizes they come and the amount that you can get them. And we also have fertilizers, boosters, macronutrients. This is more suited for people that already know their way around gardening, the seed treatment and the likes. So when you come here, you are at liberty to select. Well, you can only check out if you've made a minimum of 25,000 Naira purchase here. And with that, you also have a 5% discount and on checkout. Now, with the extension service that I spoke about, like I said, we have the free consultation. When you come here, you will be able to, you will talk about the free 20 minutes consultation service that comes with purchase, and this is for the paid consultation. It goes at a flat rate of 15,000 per an hour. And for the hands-on consultation, you have to reach out to us and tell us specifically what service you need, and then we will check in with our consultant and book an appointment. So for all of these service consultation service, you just tick and check out all the services that we offer and tick them. And then now, when you are done choosing what you want to do, our website now is still undergoing some restructuring. You would have been able to submit the request directly. But for the meantime, in the next couple of days, if you need these services, you just, whether it's the products or the extension service, you either send us an email with specifically what you want after you've gone through this website, or you reach out to us directly on WhatsApp. And at any moment within in less than 24 hours, you will have someone that would respond to you. We have a flat rate of 5,000 for delivery for all packages that are going out, that are sent out within Abuja. And we also have a service charge that will be visible when you select your products, when you select the product or service that you require. So I will stop it here so that I will not take most of your time and hand it over to Becky to coordinate the question session. And then we will, if you have any questions about our product and our service, we are always happy to respond to you through the WhatsApp number there, as well as the email address. We will drop the link to the website for your pleasure to check out the product yourself. We look forward to hearing from you and look forward to joining with you through your gardening experience. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Janet. Thank you. Thank you for taking us through the Urban Garden Catalog and our different packages. So if today's webinar has inspired you to start your home garden journey, this is the perfect time to take the first step. So we've shared the link, the ideal link in the chat box. So feel free to explore the different packages, choose the one that suits you best, your space, your needs. Remember, nutrition needs. And just the way Martina described it, your nutrition garden, right? So choose what suits you best. And if you're not sure of what package is right for you, we'll be so glad, we'll be so happy to help you in making the decision. We would love to see more homes in Abuja grow fresh, healthy vegetables, and we'll be excited to support you on that journey. So we've had some great questions in the chat box, and we are glad that our team of experts has been able to respond to them. So if you have questions regarding the catalog that was shared with us, kindly drop them in the chat box, and we'll share the link again. Please click on it, agdeal.com/urban garden. That's the link. Click on it. You see everything we just shared, and you can explore. So I'm waiting if there are questions for us to attend to regarding the catalog. Okay, so in the absence of any, I think would officially bring this webinar to a close. I'd like to say a very, very big thank you to our wonderful speakers, Chinaza, Martina, and Yinka, for sharing your knowledge and experience with us. So today we've learned how to maximize our space. We've learned how practical, achievable, and incredibly rewarding home gardening can be, or your nutrition garden can be. Thank you so much for joining us. And for everyone who has taken the time to join us to be a part of this session today, we hope to see many of you begin your home garden, and we look forward to supporting you all the way. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day.